I want to very briefly talk about our staff, and I want to specifically refer to our Jigger Technicians. We got that word from Anna. And the Jigger Technicians are this group of people whom you see in the forefront, not really the whole body, but you basically see their hands. And they're very skilled in terms of moving the scalpel and precisely taking out a jigger. Sometimes they will go to a place where you would never imagine there was any jigger there. And they just, do that and the jigger comes out. It is something that you don't see happening everywhere. In fact, Rise Up Society is the only organization that digs jiggers using scalpels. And people have tried to do that, but it doesn't work, and so they use pins mainly or razor blades. And as we know, when you use a razor blade, sometimes you will cut too deep and there will be blood coming out in floods. But they are able to gouge, to remove a jigger without any blood coming out. And I am so protective of these Jigger Technicians because of what they do and who they are. Behind the scenes, in real life, they are ordinary, everyday people who are different from the rest because of the heart of God. That gold that is divine lives in them. And we get to this place where the situation has been so bad, maybe for many years, maybe decades, and people there have basically given up. The church, government, relatives, family members, and everybody has just left the situation to go on like that. And we get there with these Jigger Technicians. And I have seen, we get there and the elements that present pain are so present there. And you smell that bad thing in the atmosphere. The smell itself, the dust, and the insects that are, floating around, and the water that is found there, and the trees, and everything is just filthy. And these technicians go there, and within an hour or two, the situation is completely different. The smells are gone, the jiggers are dying, the atmosphere is just changing for the better. And that is why I have a lot of admiration for them. Because what they do, in my estimation, through the experience I've had with the poverty and with the suffering and pain, it's just miraculous. They are able to change things. And the reason why we will have people coming to see what is happening is just because of the change, the unbelievable thing that people can see with their eyes. It makes them come and sit there. Sometimes in the past, it looked like people wanted to actually see jiggers being dark. But over time now, we realize people just come and hang around, like 30 people, sitting at the distance just to see how what is being done is being done. Not, in fact, sometimes to see what is happening, but to just be there, to be part of the change that was unbelievable. I have great admiration for the Jigger Technicians because I've seen them do miracles in lives of the people. And that is why I'm so overprotective of them. In the past, we've had people, criticizing what is being done, people just being silly with verbal diarrhea, speaking things to offend. Could you imagine doing something and somebody comes and, casts aspersions and criticizes that, and you're trying to look at things and you're called names like, you're just pretending. And it was getting to them because they are human. As much as they're so golden, they're still human beings and they have feelings. And I saw them getting hurt and disappointed. And I saw them not wanting to be filmed anymore. And that is why we had to disable the commenting and allow a single avenue, or maybe 2 or 3, of emailing them through me, or calling me, passing the missive, or being a patron and being able to comment through our Patreon page. So we still are accessible, but not generally like it used to be, because we need to protect them. Good things need to be protected. When you look at nature, all the trees that have succulent fruits also have thorns. The thorns will protect the fruit. Even a pineapple has thorns because the pineapple is a beautiful fruit. And so we needed to protect them and to encourage them. And that is why we cannot allow just any information. We cannot expose them so that their private details can be taken up by people who have no motives, who don't present any love in them, people who look good but who have no seed in them. And because they have no seed, no matter how sweet they may taste, the power to procreate, the power of continuity, the future with us is not in them. And so we've protected our jigger diggers, our jigger technicians, and we are doing really well. And please pray for them that they may continue doing things with that boldness, because that is where it begins from, being bold. Imagine getting to a place where people have given up and you have that audacity to say, we can manage this. That is bold. You are bolder than government. You are bolder than the church structure. You are bolder than the relations that these people have, than the acquaintances that are there and who had the direct responsibility. You are much bolder than them. And that is something that is not common. And it is a virtue that we need to bolster with encouragement, with support, with prayer, with everything we can master to sacrifice towards that. So, I love you, Jigger Technicians. And I know the world over admires you. And you are battered like each one else is battered, because you're just human. And you go through a lot of things that sometimes present situations that make you cry. But God knows you, and you have a reward. It's not in vain. You have a reward. And I just say thank you so much for touching so many lives. Your work is invaluable. Nobody can ever pay you, but God knows what you go through, and you have your reward down here and in heaven. Thank you for the sacrifice. Thank you for taking me to places I would maybe not go. Thank you for not feeling nauseous. You want to vomit. Sometimes I do. You've never wanted to vomit because you are so precious. the seed that is in you. It's a true seed. The seed of love that has life in it. And I really honor you for who you are. I'll stand with you no matter what. That's my pledge. God bless you.
Amenikomboa Bwana Yesu wangu, amenikomboa. Haleluya Yesu, amenikomboa kutoka kwa dhambi.